Hello, my name is Lauren Byler, and I'm a faculty member in the English department at CSUN. I specialize in Victorian literature and 19th century literature of the British Empire. I'm here to talk with you about selecting or creating an effective writing sample for your grad school application. First, a caveat. This video will probably be most helpful for those applying to grad school in the humanities or social sciences. It's my understanding that the hard sciences, things like chemistry or mechanical engineering, don't generally require a writing sample as part of a grad school application. So if you are in the hard sciences and a writing sample is part of your application, I would encourage you to reach out to a faculty mentor in that area, and they should be able to give you guidance about expectations in your particular discipline. This leads to my first point, which is that you should consult with a trusted mentor, or two or three, about selecting or creating your writing sample. Faculty experts will be able to help you think about things like the length of the paper, the number of sources it has, and the type of formatting or citational practice you'll need to use. They'll also be able to help you evaluate the current writing samples you may be contemplating, or to think about planning into your coursework, maybe in your final year of study, doing some work that will culminate in a really outstanding writing sample. So reach out to us, please. And also we appreciate if you give us a good amount of time to read and consult with you and plan meetings to speak with you. The second point about selecting an effective writing sample is that writing sample must engage in scholarly conversations. So research doesn't happen in a vacuum. Analysis doesn't happen in a vacuum. So your paper should demonstrate how you're engaging with ongoing arguments or debates about your research question or the object you're studying. And you should be demonstrating how you are developing those ideas, disagreeing with them, or even noticing how certain debates have caused blind spots and people have missed things because they've been focused on something else related to that topic. So again, this is something that a faculty mentor can help you think about, the kinds of sources and critical voices and scholarly voices you should be bringing into your paper. The third point about your writing sample is that it should, in some pretty clear way, demonstrate the kind of research or methodology or topic that you're saying you want to study in graduate school. So for instance, it would be a little odd if I was saying in my personal statement, which is usually a part of a grad school application, also sometimes called a statement of purpose. It would be a little odd if I said I wanted to study Victorian literature, but I submitted a writing sample that analyzed a play of Shakespeare's that was written in the early 17th century. There are ways to address this then in your personal statement if you feel that you don't have a paper beyond that is of a sufficient length or sophistication, or it doesn't have the necessary engagement with scholarly sources. You could talk about how well the paper is maybe focused on an object that is not directly in line with your research interest for grad school. There's something about your methodology or your critical framework that is still relevant to what you want to study in grad school. So for instance, I could say that my paper on Twelfth Night, one of Shakespeare's plays, is interested in trans and non-binary identities, which is something I also want to study in the 19th century in the area I'm saying I want to focus on. So there should be a paragraph in your statement of purpose or personal statement that addresses your research interest, and you should make the paper that you've submitted as your writing sample a part of that discussion to help people who are reading your application understand how that writing sample is demonstrating skills or ideas that you already have in place. And fourth and finally, you want to make sure that your writing sample is scrupulously edited. So you don't want people to be snarled up in trying to understand what you're saying. You want people just to sit back and appreciate the brilliance of your ideas. So have a faculty mentor look at the paper, take it to the writing sample, have someone else you trust to look at it, but make sure it reads smoothly and clearly. And also make sure that paper is using a citational style and format that is up to date, because that's going to be expected as well. So those are my 4 suggestions about selecting an effective writing sample. Consult faculty mentors, engage in a critical conversation, make sure that piece of writing has something clearly to do with the area you say you want to study in grad school, and edit, edit, edit. So best of luck with your application process and many successes to you in your time in grad school. Bye.